Hey everyone, welcome back to DevOps with Sweta. So in today's video, I am starting a two-part series on Linux interview question, and I want to be very clear about something from the start. These are not the random question I found on Google or copied from some other blog. These are the exact question I was asked in my own interview, the real ones, the ones that actually comes up when I was sitting in front of the laptop for interview, trying to land my first DevOps job. In first part, which is this video, we are covering 5 questions. All of them are command based, and this states whether you actually knows your way around a Linux terminal, not just theory. And the second part that is dropping on the next week that goes one level deeper, that is the troubleshooting, real world scenario, cron jobs, the harder stuff. So make sure you subscribe to my channel so you don't miss that. But for now, terminal is open. Let's get into the part one. Let's move on to the first question. The interviewer asked me, how do you check which ports are listening on a Linux server? This one comes up constantly in a DevOps interview because in real world, you have to face this situation all the time. A server starts or you need to verify it's actually listening on the right port or something isn't connecting. And you need to confirm the port is open. So let's move on to the terminal. So there are two commands you need to know. The first one is sss-tuln. Look at the output. You can see all the ports that are currently listening on this machine, and let me break down what each flag means because this is exactly what the interviewer wants to hear. So here the T stands for the TCP port, U stands for the UDP port, L is the listening only. So we are not seeing established connection, just the port waiting for connection. And N is the numbers. So I have already installed Nginx before showing this demo. So Nginx runs on the port 80. So here you can see the port 80 is listening. And the second command is netstat hyphen the same flag. So, so here also you can see it is giving the same output, but so you can see that it is giving the same. So you can see that it has the same flags and the similar output. The difference is that SSH is the modern replacement for netstat, and this is very important to mention in your interview. In the newer system, netstat might not be installed by default, so SSH is faster and rich in feature. So So always lead with SSH, then mention the older system use netstat. That one sentence right there shows the interviewer you really have the real knowledge, not just the textbook knowledge. Let's move on to the second question. This one tripped me up the first time I heard it. The interviewer asked, how do you permanently mount a disk in Linux? Now the word here is permanently. If they ask, how do you mount a disk? You would have said the mount command and be done. But permanent means even after a reboot, and that's a completely different answer. So I have already created an volume and attach it to our EC2 instance. You can see here. If you want to see all the steps how to create a new volume and attach to the EC2 instance, there will be a video coming up soon. You can watch that. So I have already created this, and I will go to the terminal and show how to permanently mount this volume. First I will run lsblk to see all the disk on this server. See here, the NVMe ON1 is my main 8 GB root disk. That's the EC2 itself. And NVMe1N1. That's the 1 GB disk I have attached separately. That's the one we are going to mount permanently. Before mounting, I need to format the disk with a file system. I am using AST4, the most common file system in Linux. This is a one step when you attach a brand new disk. Now I create a mount point. This is just an empty folder where the disk will be accessible. Now this is the important step. I need the UID of my disk. It's a permanent ID for our disk that does not change even you add or remove other disks from the server. We need it in the next step. Before I touch the fstab, I will backup it first. This is not optional. A wrong entry in fstab can prevent your server from booting. And this one command can save you from a disaster. Now I open the fstab file. This is the file that automatically controls what gets mounted every time the server boots. Now I will add my entry at the bottom. After that, after adding my entry at the bottom, then I will save the file using wq command. I hope you know how to do that. If you don't know, please comment it below. I will help you out. Yeah, the file is saved. I have double checked it. The file has been saved. Now I run mount -a. This reads fstab and mount everything listed in it. Watch it. Ubuntu shows some systemd hint message. So just you need to run that command that Ubuntu has given. After that, if you again run mount-in, no warning this time, clean. Now we can verify with df-h pipe to the grep, and there it is. You can see it. This disk is now permanently mounted. Even if I reboot this server right now, it will come back with the mount point mounted automatically. Question 3, and this one is my favorite from the entire interview because it tests real practical knowledge. And the interviewer said, I have a folder with hundreds of log files. I need you to find every line that contains a specific IP address. And I want you to do it with just one single command. Now think about this for a second. Thousands of files. You can't open each one manually. You need one command that search all of them at once. Let me show you exactly how can you do. So we are in the terminal. Look at this. I have 20 logs file here. In real production environment, this could be hundreds or thousands of files. Access logs, error logs, application logs, all sitting in the same directory. Somewhere in this file, there is a suspicious IP address. For example, 192.198.1.100. This file, there is a suspicious email address. Can be anything. Could be in one file or could be in multiple. I have no idea in which file. There is one command that solves this instantly. Grep-r and watch what happens. -r and watch that what happens. The output appears showing the matching file. There it is. In one command, grep searched all the 20 files and found every single line containing that IP address. It even tells me the file name at the starting, so I know exactly which files to look at. The magic here is the -r flag. R stands for the recursive. Without -r, grep only search one file at one time. With -r, it search an entire directory and all its subfolder in one shot. This is the genuinely one of the most common command in real DevOps work. Anytime there is an incident and someone say, find me this IP in the log file, this is the first command you should run. So in the summarize, grep-r is your single command answer. It search every files in a directory recursively, shows you the file name and matching line, and works on thousands or hundreds of files in second. That question 3 is done. Let's move on to the fourth. We can take this one step further, not just finding the IP, but replacing it across all this file. Let's move to the fourth question. Our fourth question, and this one flows directly from question 3. In the last question, the interviewer asked us to find an IP across thousands of files. Now they are going one step further. The interviewer asks, okay, you found the IP. Now I want you to replace every occurrence of that IP across all those files. This is a real scenario, by the way. Maybe an IP changes on your network. Maybe you are sanitizing logs before sharing them. You need to replace it everywhere fast. This is where ACD command comes into picture. We are in the terminal. First, let me confirm that the IP is still there across our file. See, 3 matches, 3 different files, app 7, app 18, app 12. I want to replace this IP with some other different IP everywhere. Let me show you the simple version. First is sad-i, then inside the single quotation is /, then the IP I want to replace. This one is the IP I want to replace. Then /, then the new IP. I will give a random IP /g. Let me break down because the interviewer will ask you what each part means. So the S means the substitute, that's the operation. This is the pattern we are searching for, and this is the IP is what we are replacing it with. And G means globally, means replace all the occurrence on every line, not just in one single file. This is important. Without G, ACD only replace the first match on each line. And we can also use -I means in place. The actual files get modified, not a copy. Okay, I have made this mistake. The file name also in which file we need to change it. So after that, we can see it after the command, we will check. Let me cat the file to verify and look the IP has changed or not. So you can see here, the IP has been successfully changed. But we still have 2 more files with the old IP. But we still have 2 more files with the old IP. One could run ACD 3 times or one for each file, but there is much better way. Let me show you. So let me type the command find, then the file name, and type fstab with -i in single quotation. You can give this one Once I write, I will explain each one. Then, okay. So here, find demo logs. This one finds all the files in the directory. Hyphen type F means only files, not any folder. Exe means for each file it finds, execute the command that follows. Then our acd command, same as before, and the curly brace is a placeholder. It means take each file that found and press it to acd. The black slash and the semicolon at the end closes the hyphen exe command. And now I will run it. Oh, there is some issue. Sorry guys, I have forgot to give this semicolon at the end. So I think it will run properly now. So it has run successfully. The no output, no error, that's actually good. It means it has silently run on every file. Now it's gone or not. So we will use this command and we can see there is nothing. Completely empty output, no result at all. That means the older IP is gone from every file in that directory. All the 20 files search and zero matches. Now let's search with the new IP. The new IP. And just to prove the replacement actually happened, let me grep for the new IP. And you can see all that IP has been changed. So this is all about the fourth question. Let's move on to the fifth one. That is the last one. Move on to the fifth question, the very last question. Here the interviewer asks, what does DU stands for and do, and is there is any similar command or not? So this is very basic question that an interviewer can ask. So you can tell DU stands for the disk usage, that how much space this file or folder is using or consuming. So a similar command is DF, which stands for disk free system. DF shows the available and the used disk space on the entire file system. So I have covered all the 5 questions from part 1. In the next part 2, we are going deeper. We will cover how to troubleshoot a web app that's lagging even when memory, CPU, and disk all look completely fine. We will cover cron job, soft link versus hard links, and how to find error logs when you have absolutely no idea where they are. They are honestly the harder questions, the ones that separate candidates who actually work in Linux in production from those who just studied it. If this video helped it, if this video helped you, drop a comment below and tell me which of like the video if it is useful and subscribe. Part 2 dropping next week and you don't want to miss it. All the commands from the video are in the description below. Practice them in your terminal and go and ace your interview. See you in part 2. Here what we are covering today, the 5 questions. 1. How to check the listening ports on a Linux server. How to permanently mount a disk. Third, how to find a specific IP address across thousands of log files under using one command. Fourth is how to replace multiple occurrence of an IP address inside a file. And fifth one is what is the du command does and whether there is a similar command or not. Let's go.